In the current gaming landscape, 2025 has felt like a slow march for RPG fans waiting on a few big promises, chief among them, The Elder Scrolls 6. It's been more than a decade since Skyrim changed the genre forever, and players have been desperately looking for a spiritual successor that can scratch that same itch. Now, Bethesda has teased and teased, but without a firm release window, fans are hungry, and that's where Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, comes in. Now, this game didn't just drop out of nowhere. It has been simmering in early access for over 2 years, building a quiet but passionate community. And now that it's finally hit 1.0, it's clear this isn't just a filler RPG. This is a massive, grim, ambitious world that blends Arthurian myth with dark fantasy and open world exploration. It's Skyrim meets Dark Souls meets a twisted fairy tale. So let's dive deep into Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, its origins, its design, its reception, and whether or not it's the game fans of Elder Scrolls have been waiting for. Now, The Fall of Avalon didn't begin as a video game. The universe was first introduced through a popular board game called Tainted Grail, developed by Polish company Awaken Realms. The game combined survival, narrative storytelling, and a grim take on Arthurian legends, and quickly became a cult favorite. Seeing the potential in the world they created, Awaken Realms launched their game division, Awaken Realms Digital. Their first major digital title was Tainted Grail Conquest, a roguelike deck builder with RPG elements that released in 2021. While Conquest was well received, players clamored for something bigger, something more akin to what the board game hinted at. That demand set the stage for The Fall of Avalon, which aimed to translate the same grim atmosphere and rich lore into a full-scale open-world RPG. Instead of turn-based combat, the devs shifted to a real-time melee and magic layered with RPG progression, faction reputation, and choice-driven storytelling. It was a massive pivot and a risky one, but it seems to have paid off. What's notable is how the developers retain their narrative DNA. Questline, the primary dev team under Awaken Realms Digital, never let go of the dark mythos that made the original so compelling. This continuity, combined with a brand new gameplay structure, makes Avalon feel both fresh and familiar. And this leads us naturally to the world itself, because Avalon isn't just a backdrop. It's a fully realized character in its own right. So welcome to Avalon, 600 years after the fall of King Arthur. This isn't a shining kingdom of chivalry. It's a place of rot, decay, and fractured power. The remnants of once great factions cling to power while eldritch horrors seep into the land. Avalon is split into 3 major regions, each with distinct biomes, lore, and threats. The developers haven't just gone for size, they've focused on density. Every ruined castle, twisted forest, or sunken village has secrets waiting to be uncovered. There are hidden dungeons, lore-rich collectibles, and even mini-stories scattered across the world that build a larger picture of what happened after Arthur's death. Players start as a prisoner, a nod to Elder Scrolls for sure, but the path from there is wide open. You might align with powerful religious orders, outcast cults, or mercenary bands trying to carve out their piece of the land. The game encourages you to explore, not just for loot, but to understand the worlds. Environmental storytelling is everywhere. You might come across a battlefield strewn with bones, and if you dig into a nearby journal, realize it was the site of a long-forgotten betrayal. These aren't just flavor, they tie back into faction wars, character arcs, and even endgame consequences. Now, exploration ties directly into gameplay as well. Hidden artifacts grant powerful upgrades, while certain areas are only accessible through clever navigations or late-game skills. This layered approach to world design gives Avalon the depth of the games like Witcher 3 and Skyrim, but with a grimmer tone. And what good is a world like this without engaging gameplay to match it? The Fall of Avalon offers players a flexible, classless system. You don't choose between fighter, rogue, or mage up front. Instead, you grow into your builds. Want to wield two-handed swords and sling fireballs? Go for it. Want to become a stealthy prisoner who controls shadows? That's on the table too. Combat is weighty and deliberate, not unlike Dark Souls, but with more traditional RPG mechanics layered in. Weapons degrade, skills require resources, and magic is powerful but limited. There are dozens of spells, alchemical mixtures, and special techniques that unlock as you progress. crafting is a major pillar. From armor upgrades to magical regions, the world rewards those who scavenge and experiment. Alchemy is especially deep, with recipes hidden in ancient texts and NPC stories. And let's talk quests. Side missions aren't filler, they're interconnected, often changing how the main story unfolds. Helping a cursed village early on might earn you an ally in a later siege, or letting a rogue escape justice could lead to an ambush 10 hours later. The world reacts to your choices. And on top of that, there's also a major emphasis on reputation. Each region's factions remember your decisions. Aligning with one may lock you out of quests with another, or open up new routes. It's a system that invites replayability. So what do you do with all this freedom? That's where the story takes center stage. The narrative in the Fall of Avalon is one of its strongest assets. Gone are the binary good and evil choices. Instead, the game offers complex decisions with moral ambiguity. There are no perfect solutions, just different consequences. The main quest revolves around uncovering the mystery of what truly happened to King Arthur and why Avalon has become a land of madness. Along the way, you'll meet dozens of fully voiced NPCs with rich backstories and motivations. Many quests feel like short stories, complete with twists, betrayal, and surprise outcomes. And romance options are present, but they're subtle, woven into larger arcs rather than tacked on. Likewise, death matters. Key characters can die based on your choices, sometimes removing entire branches of content. And the best part? The story reacts all the way to the end. There are multiple endings based on your actions, some of which you might not even realize were influenced by earlier choices until it's too late. That complexity and payoff have been a huge part of the game's positive reception so far. Now, when the game first launched in early access, it had a solid but niche following. Players appreciated the ambition but flagged bugs, performance issues, and missing systems. Instead of rushing the release, the developers spent over 2 years taking feedback, overhauling mechanics, and expanding the world. Now, at version 1.0, it's sitting at a very positive rating on Steam, with 87% of overall reviews praising it. Recent reviews are even better, at 94% positive. That suggests the team has not only fulfilled their vision, but polished it to a shine. Content creators have also taken notice, with many comparing it favorably to Skyrim, Dragon's Dogma 2, and even Baldur's Gate 3. It's not a AAA production, but it doesn't need to be. What it offers is heart, depth, and a unique identity. And with mod support already hinted at by the devs, the community could keep Avalon alive long after release. So where does Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon go from here? If you're someone who loves dark storytelling, player choice, and atmospheric exploration, The Fall of Avalon is absolutely worth checking out. It's not just a stopgap until Elder Scrolls 6. In many ways, it's a more focused and narratively rich experience. With an estimated playtime of 40 to 70 hours, deep systems, and replayable content, this is a game that could dominate your RPG calendar for months. And it represents a growing trend, indie developers creating massive, meaningful open worlds that rival AAA giants. So my overall question to you is, are you enjoying The Fall of Avalon so far? If you are, make sure to leave a comment down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button if you're new, as I will continue to bring gaming news videos just like this one. Until next time.